Welcome to Perpetual Backlog Podcast, the gaming podcast catered for you to listen and get through that pesky backlog of yours. With hosts like Aqua, I have no idea what I'm doing, Dalit Duskwhite,
Come for the games, stay for my friends trying to kill me with their horrible puns,
and Leek Whipple.
Hey, this is Leek coming at you with a funny one-liner that I've been ordered to record, but the joke is I can't think of anything, so yeah, finger guns, pew pew, totally cool.
Dalit, what'd you play this week?
Well, more of Vesperia, really. More questionable morality from Yuri, more totally unforeseeable twists and turns in the nights, and a whole lot of air in the capital. Yeah. Also, fuck Zagi. Seriously, he's the worst.
He's the easiest, though.
He's the worst. He gives nothing to this game. The story would be better without him.
He's your force of nature.
Oh, he's so cringy. I don't like him. I don't remember him being this obnoxious.
I do.
Oh, man.
He's very obnoxious.
Yeah, he is. Regardless, I'm off to save the princess and totally beat the game, because nothing comes after that. Just gonna punch Alexei and nab Esteles and end the game, clearly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm not only 2/3 of the way through the game or anything. We're done. I'm finished.
There's no ancient evil or ancient
What?
bad guy wanting to to destroy all mankind.
No, it's this human. He's the baddie. That's it. Once I punch him in the face, we're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's what I did this week. I managed to get from wherever I was before till just after the Heracles. So.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, now that the combat has expanded because I have all of these weapons and all these overlimits, it's suddenly feeling a lot more like how I remembered it.
Don't you
A lot
mean
more.
Don't you mean now that you can press X a bunch of times during Yuri's limit break?
I actually only have
Mystic Art?
two overlimits. I technically can't do that yet. But I'm still getting like 120 hit combos, so it doesn't bother me at all.
I mean, I know how you can get like a 4,000 hit combo.
Yeah, Yuri's broken with high tension and like hellfire and chain.
Nah, just throw the risky ring on the Rita.
Oh.
Yeah, blah blah blah, tide away, blah blah blah,
yeah.
blah blah, tide away.
That's fair, actually.
Oh, the game's so good. Too bad that they fucked it up. Okay.
Oh, boy. I've been hard on this game for that choice, and it's only gotten worse because it's starting to happen where Troy and Grant are speaking in the same scenes, and that makes me crazy.
Yeah, that infuriates me.
Yeah, I know that Judy got recast, but it's barely noticeable.
I didn't even notice Judy got recasted, to be fair.
Yeah, it's super barely noticeable. Raven, some of his takes are a bit different, but it's still him. Estelle is still Estelle. Rita's still Rita. I did notice that Sam Riegel has aged.
Oh, yeah.
His later
the voice.
his later Flynn lines are more in his chest. He can't keep it up in his head voice. It's fine. Again, it still sounds like him. So
Is it Orlando Bloom noticeable?
No, because it's still Sam speaking in his higher register. He just can't push it as high as he did 10 plus years ago. How long ago did that come out?
10 plus years ago. I mean, the game was being remastered for its 10th anniversary, so.
Yeah, there you go. So. Well, yeah, by and large, the only issue I have is Yuri. It's a shame he's the main character.
It's the same. They went from God to not God.
Yeah.
God
I genuinely wish there was an option for me just not to have the new voice acting for anyone. I would just happily read through the game like how it was.
Can we put up a petition for Mercer to voice all of fucking Yuri's lines and pay Mercer to do this?
You can. He won't, and they won't listen because
No,
you
no.
know.
Well, I mean, it's a PC game now, so we can just mod all the lines in.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. Still,
Mercer,
look.
can we give you like $4,000 and you'll voice all of fucking Yuri's lines, please?
I don't have that much
Oh,
money, no.
I don't want to be mean to Grant George anymore. I've been mean to that guy for like 12 years. He's trying. He just wasn't the right choice. But it's hard to find work sometimes, and you take what you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're
that's-
Mercer, and then you deny everything that's Troy Baker.
Well, to be fair, Mercer has multiple
Yeah.
streams coming in now, so
Oh yeah.
that was it for me. I mean, other than that, I don't think did I play anything else? I don't think so. Maybe briefly play some Tetris, but that's it.
I hate Tetris.
I need it. It's my brain drain game. That and Any Match 3.
Ba-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum.
Da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, Leek, what'd you play?
Hey, play Final Fantasy 14, the thing we were talking about for a couple of weeks, and
Gasp.
there was the Valentino event / Ladies' Day event. They jammed them all together this time.
Wait,
Oh,
the Valentine and
the little ladies day?
They
came
smushed them
together?
all together. They'll
I
only
mean-
change the decoration after a certain date. I think
Oh.
that is the date yesterday. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and
Yeah.
Little Ladies Day
Yeah.
doesn't happen until March, but
Yeah. No, they smushed them all together.
Yeah.
So it'll be extended event, just changing the decorations.
oh,
I think
Yeah.
that's fine. I mean, if you had to put two events together, it seems like these two would have some solid overlap. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Idol
I
girls.
could see why, because they also had that whole COVID situation too.
Yes.
So
yeah.
no real time to do two events, I suppose. That's fine. It worked out well, actually. Except
Yeah.
the hat. There was only
Uh-oh.
one reward, and it's a hat. And there are two races that cannot wear the reward.
Oh, I wonder what those races are.
I was talking with her about this. I was like, surely they would have thought about this, and yet I'm worried because they haven't actually done that yet.
No.
I went and did them on my Hrothgar and Viera alt, because I'm one of those people that have many alts.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case in the future they do change this and I get to put a Moogle hat with a cute little heart pom on it on my Hrothgar.
But no.
Cute. I also want a blep emote. You listening?
Yes.
Give me a blep.
They'll do it. They have to.
Ah, need it. Yeah, that's the only thing I actually played.
Okay.
Though, unless you want to talk a bit more at 14. Yes, no?
I mean,
Go
I
once.
played 14, but I can talk about my stuff after you finished whatever you have.
Going twice. All right, I'll move on then. No, I ended up watching a lot of another game that is in early access. But apparently, I just reading now, sold of 9 hours ago, 9 million copies.
Is it
Sorry,
Valheim?
So 2 million copies. Sorry. Yes.
Is it Valheim?
Valheim. Yeah.
Valheim.
This is why I
Yeah.
keep seeing this name crop up in various
It's
different
everywhere.
places.
I almost
Yeah.
bought it today.
Yeah, it's not bad, and it's not very intensive on your computer, I was told. So, but it was described to me as essentially Terraria, that is 3D, but Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a
I
it's a-
immediately understand why it's popular now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's a survival game.
It's apparently like one of the most successful open world survival games to ever pop up on Steam.
Yes,
Wow.
it's
Within,
open
like,
world.
wow,
You
okay.
can play single player if you wish, but there is also a play with friends option.
Continue. What have you been seeing?
I've been seeing a lot. Like, I was mainly watching single player run of it. There are various bosses you can fight in the world, various goals to undertake. You can just bugger off and do what you want and build a castle, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There are dragons in it. I was happy about that. Dragons, and
Dargans.
trolls, and all that kind of thing. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, yeah, it looks good. And I've been told as well that it's pretty stable for an early access game as well.
Sweet. I almost bought it today because so many people were talking about it.
Yeah. People have been enjoying it. It's stable. Not too many bugs to deal with, honestly, for what it is. So yeah.
I don't know the whole Terraria aspect of it because I never played Terraria, so I have no
Mhm.
idea what even happens in Terraria. Other
It's
than
like gathering material, for building weapons and gear and
yeah,
buildings, etc. And boats. You can make a whole ass boat and just sail.
I saw the sailing part, and that's what almost made me like. I was like, "Is this going to be another pirate game?" And then I saw that it was like a survival game, and I was like, "Nah, I might do it, might
Yeah.
not do it."
And there's like
Important
roaming.
question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Because you mentioned whole ass boats.
Whole ass boat, Viking longboat.
Are there shanties?
No.
No.
Well,
No.
It's early access.
excuse me.
It's early
I've got to
access.
go. Yep, I've got to go file a bug report because
Yeah.
clearly the shanties that must be in this game are bugged.
What are Viking shanties?
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, it's got to be Viking shanties.
Oh, I'll go check it out on YouTube. Viking shanty. But no, there was who was I watching? Arex.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be called
Yeah,
Number
that
One
would make
Alex.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the funny thing I watched last night was he made a boat and went to a place where he wanted to sail to set up a teleportation point because you can do that. He was immediately ganked by numerous hordes of goblins and other monsters, and he died. His boat was still there. He was like, no! So he quickly tried to build a smaller boat to go back to his other boat to like fight off these things and not die again.
Oh, it feels bad.
Build a boat to get the other boat.
Oh,
Yeah,
it feels bad.
Yeah, because when you die, your gear is lost. You wake up naked in the last place you saved at or something like that. So he has to build loads of stuff again just to get back to his boat. And when he got back to the boat, the monsters were attacking his other boat. So it's like, shit, quick! They're trying to set fire
Save
and
it!
stuff.
Yeah,
He
actually,
really lost the first boat.
I might pick up this game.
Yeah, I'm tempted to. I was told there's only like 500 megabytes.
Would be surprised. It doesn't look graphically intensive.
Yeah,
So
it's not graphically intensive. It's not. And I was like, even my laptop could play it. My broken one. I'm tempted.
Big thing.
Yeah. I'm very, very tempted. I'm going to think about it some more and then inevitably give in.
That's a mood.
And I saw it was co-op, so I was like,
Exactly. Exactly. We can raid stuff.
We can
Build
be
a castle.
real Vikings.
We can. Sail to Vinland.
We can pillage. Be cool.
I haven't seen like villages of other NPCs per se. It's mostly monsters I've seen out in the open.
Oh.
So I don't know what the story is behind that.
Monsters, you say? Sounds as if you
Monsters.
need a hunter.
Holy moly, 2 to 10 players.
Oh wow, that's like a proper raiding party.
Holy guacamole! It is.
You
Yeah,
can make
you only
it
need
real
1 gig.
town.
1 gig of available space.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna. Yeah.
I would, for sake of someone in this call who shall remain nameless, also point out again, this is an early access title that will very likely be built up upon. This has both positives in that it's going to become a better game overall, and negatives in that it might become more intensive as time goes on.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no problem.
But
Because
more expensive too.
I will also get a new laptop or computer.
I never
Not
said
that you're talking
you
about me.
specifically.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, not that you're talking about me.
Who knows who's listening? I just want to point out there that while it is perfectly runnable now, as time goes on, that might change. We'll see.
But it'll also be at its cheapest right now because once it leaves early access, they will
Sell it
increase
for
that
a
price.
proper game. Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
Surely.
So buy low, stonks,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Stonks. Game stonks.
Is that it? Is that all you have?
Yes, that is
So-
it. That's all I got to say.
Aqua, what did you get up to?
Yeah.
Dude, you'd be surprised at the many things that I do in a week. All right.
Really.
I routinely am. Yes.
I did play some 14. I've been leveling some characters, or not
Good,
characters,
good.
but jobs. I'm trying to get all of the jobs that I want to level up at the moment to 71. That way I can just sit in Bajda and level in Bajda. And never actually have to leave Bajda, other than when my time runs out. Because I can just click the switch class button, the switch job button, while I'm in Bajda and just level up. So I'm doing that. That's going to be forever because my Paladin's at 41. And that's the lowest job that I have at the moment.
You can level as low as that in there?
No, not in. No, I got to get them to 71 so I can just sit in Bajda. So I'm trying to get
Right.
all of the jobs that I don't have at 71 or higher to 71 so I can just sit in Bajda
See.
and never leave the area.
Are you doing like Palace of the Dead and that kind of thing?
No, I'm doing a mixture. I'm currently working on my machinist at the moment. It's at 64. I've done a mixture of Heaven on High and my dailies. So that's going to be fun. I didn't talk about it when I got it. Or at least I didn't talk about it within these past couple of episodes that we've done. But I did buy Neo 2 on PC.
Yes, you have.
I created my character. She does the punchy punches. I suck horribly at this game. I am sadly stuck at a Tengu boss. And Dalit knows how much we all love Tengus. That's fun. This game runs a hell of a lot better than Neo 1 does.
Very good.
And it feels a lot more stable and everything. I still can't figure out how to stream it well through Discord, because through Discord, like, I get some frame drops, and I think it might just be Discord's fault. But I don't drop frames in the game at all. It's like constant 60 for me. So, super good.
Yeah, you have Nitro. That probably shouldn't be an issue. Interesting.
I think it's just Discord streaming in general that might be the problem. Because some games work pretty well through Discord streaming, but, like, some games don't. Like, I've been playing a game on my PS4, so I have it up on my up through my capture card on my computer, whatever. But if I stream the window of my capture card through Discord, it is really choppy, which it shouldn't be, because my capture card should not be pulling many resources from my computer at all. So I'm not 100% sure on this one. I have been reluctantly trying to get a PS5 this past week because I have a bunch of games on PS4 that I like to play, and it would be a great, amazing deal to play it at a really good quality instead of below 60 frames. So I've been playing a little bit of Neo here and there, but since I hunkered down this past week, I beat East 8 in all of its entirety. I got the secret ending.
How drained are you?
Not that drained, actually. It took forever. Like, that ending took forever to get through. Like, holy moly. This is the most JRPG game I have ever played in my life. Like, any like, and I don't mean like JRPG trope as in like, oh, there's a tsundere lady or something, or like, you know, some like anime type of trope type thing. I mean, you kill God, you kill multiple gods.
Oh wow.
One of your characters becomes a god.
Yeah, this is pretty JRPG.
What else? You know, the tree becomes evil and tries to destroy the world.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so the basis of the story is you're adult Christian, you're an adventurer, you're on a boat sailing from I think you're sailing from Felghana after either Felghana or Salsetta from East, because East 8 happens before East 7 and before East 9. So I think you're either sailing from Salsetta or you're sailing from Felghana.
Mm-hmm.
and you run into a gigantic tentacle monster, and he sinks your boat, and everybody on the boat. It's like a cruise liner. It's called the Lombardia, and everybody gets stranded on this island called the Island of Cyrene. And this is a fabled island where if you sail near it, you're pretty much screwed. So you go and you set up a camp, or you set up like a castaway village, and you go throughout the island and you're collecting all these castaways. One of the castaways is actually like a spy for another not a spy. He is a serial murderer in another kingdom who tries to murder the people on the boat. But you figure out who it is and you stop him before that happens, and then he gets carried away by this gigantic dinosaur.
Gonna say it's starting to sound like Lost.
Yeah, this island is filled with a bunch of these prehistoric monsters, prehistoric-esque monsters. They're called primordials. They're monsters slash they're dinosaurs is what they are, and
Yeah.
they've been apparently known to like not be alive for like a millennia or something like that. And so throughout you continuing through this island, every camp you come across, Adol starts having a dream about this this maiden from years and years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you have a dream, it gets a little more vivid until you actually start playing as this lady.
Oh, whoa. You become the lady.
And it, like, maybe about a quarter of the way through the game, you both become conscious that you're playing as each other. Because she has dreams of being him.
Okay.
Yeah. So this lady, her name is Donna. She is the maiden of the Great Tree of a race of people called Eternians that were wiped out like millennia ago. And she gets these visions of Adol, and she tells like her council of like friends or whatever, and she attempts to help Adol get through to certain places from the past by planting these trees to help him and his friends get to certain parts of the island. Until as you're Adol, you get to the city of Eternia. It's like been wiped out or whatever. It's like all overgrown and stuff, and you make it to the Great Tree, to where the actual Great Tree is or whatever. And she's actually there, but like in a type of stasis.
Mm-hmm.
In which she wakes up pretty much right there, and she joins your party and everything. They're like, "What the hell's going on?" and all that crap. Turns out that the Great Tree is actually a being that picks and chooses what species is able to go through evolutionary process. And if it doesn't deem like species worthy, it will wipe this species out.
Damn, the Great Deku Tree really isn't taking any prisoners this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
This is the weirdest Zelda game I've ever heard of.
And they end up calling it the Lacrimosa.
Okay.
And
Lacrimosa of Dawn. I get it now.
Yeah. And so you're trying to figure out, like, you know, why the tree's doing this, and it's just like apparently a part of its nature. You end up meeting these 4 different people that are part of like past species that were chosen by the tree to be wiped out, but they were taken. But these specific people were taken as wardens of evolution. And to stop the tree, you have to release each individual species' psyches to grow another tree that gives Adol enough power to open up a rift into where the Lacrimosa is. And so you do that, and you go into the rift, and there's this gigantic like evolutionary monster. My dude, welcome. Um, and you fight this, and and what happens is after you beat it and kill this uh I forget what the beast was called, but it was literally like the god of evolution. All right. After you defeat the god of evolution, your party realizes that, or not your party, but like one of the wardens comes up and goes, "Well, now since you've beaten the god of evolution, the world can't exist anymore."
Ah, you have to
Well,
replace him or something.
So you effectively destroy the world.
Oh,
okay,
cool.
okay.
Whoops.
All right.
Hold on. A couple of questions from this point.
Okay.
One, what the fuck is Adel's shit? How does he keep getting into these situations? Two, more importantly, then how does 9 happen?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So before this, Donna had a vision, and she usually gets these scarlet visions, which are things that she cannot change. All right. And so she apparently had a vision like before this happened, and she sacrifices herself to wake up the actual cause of the problem, which was the goddess of the earth, Maya, who created the whole evolutionary process, all right, and went to sleep. And she was happy with what was going on because she kept seeing the world change and change and change over and over and over again. So like what she was seeing in the world of her, like of what the world was actually going on, was like actually her dream. But since she woke up, she had to recreate the world again, because we destroyed it. So
Are they trying to reboot the story?
no. This
Oh.
is like all of the stuff is like isolated. So like
Yeah.
she recreated the world as it was before. She just wiped the current people's memories of like Donna, other than Adol, because Adol's special and he like remembers shit. Or actually, I don't think he remembered if you didn't get 200 reputation in the Castaway Village, because at that point, if you get the bad ending, that at that point after she recreates the world again, you don't even know who she is. You don't even know like Maya existed or whatever. You just get on your boat and leave. You don't even get this like second bit of the game, or like this little extra bit of the game. But if you do, you go out searching I was about to say the Great Deku Tree.
We've ruined it.
You go out to where you see where the Great Tree is, and it's not there anymore. And you're searching, and then your friends come up, and they help you search, and then you go up to this. Then you go up to this little tree that's just growing somewhere, and the parrot, the fucking Barbossa's parrot, comes down, or Barbaros, I think that's what his name is. His parrot comes down and then turns into the goddess Maya, goddess of Earth Maya. She explains what all happened, that that you effectively destroyed the world, and that she had to recreate it back to the way it was, only without that certain god of evolution, and said that in doing so, Donna had to sacrifice herself, and she no longer exists anymore, and that she is technically only a concept. And then Adol's like, the cheesy JRPG trope, well, I can't let this stand or whatever, Donna needs to exist, etc., etc. And then Maya's like, well, if you truly believe that way, she opens up a rift to another world and says, go find her. So you go in there and you find the origin of life, and you have to fight the origin of life.
Oh, wow.
And so you go in there, you fight the origin of life, you win, and then you get spat back out where you was. And then Donna appears, and Donna's like, "Well, see, now that you can see me, you must have like gotten in contact with the origin of life, etc., etc., all that crap." And then
I'm not here to cast aspersions, but at what At what degree of insanity do we finally decide to bail? Because boy, oh boy, we're deep in the rabbit hole of anime tropes.
I don't know, man. Uh, so it's revealed that Donna becomes the new the goddess of evolution, and she has the other wardens there to help her control the lacrima or the lacrimosa. Um, and yeah, it all leaves the island with all the rest of the castaways, and bam. You guys say your goodbye, and she's like, "I'll never forget you," and all that stuff. So yeah,
Wild.
one of your party members becomes a god. You kill you fight like two gods.
You fight the origin of life.
Yeah. I was like, oh, and like the game never ended. Like I put like I think like I put like 45 hours into this game, and I'm
Hey,
like,
remember when this game began as Castaway?
yeah, exactly.
Then people lost the series.
And I was like okay, so when I was explaining to a couple of other friends about the E series, right, I never felt like Adol went through anything too extreme in most of the games in his case, right? In the first game, your introduction is to Adol, right? He washes up ashore to this one place and gets himself entangled with some ancient past that is like taking over this one area called East, right? And you fight the past, and that's East 1. East 2 is pretty much the same thing, other than you're fighting some other portion of the past. And it's just normal. It feels like he just got himself caught in some like weird like historical crap that was going on in this one area. East Origin, you don't even play as Adol. You play as Unica, one of the people that are actually technically a bad guy in East 1, and some other guy, and you're going through the same tower that you go through in East 1. And it's literally just the story of the past that happened that you're fighting against in East 1 and 2. So that feels like just a continuation of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oath and Felghana, you're saving some chick and her brother from this like evil vampire mansion type thing. In Ark of Napishtim, probably the one that's kind of closer to East 8 in like weird fuckiness. Because you're going against some gigantic like tentacle demigod. Memories of Celceta is another like past thing that happens in Celceta, but like the main point of Celceta is Adol trying to get his memories back, because when he arrives in Celceta, he meets some like angelic guy and like has his memories erased, and that's where you start out as in that game. I haven't played 7, but 7 is the game that happens right before 9. So I might actually have to go back and play 7.
Oh, it's out of order as well. Fair play.
Yeah, it's way out of order. Like, okay, Origins happens before 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Right?
this I knew.
And then Oath and Felghana is technically 4, I think. But like Memories of Celceta happens between like Oath and Felghana and Ark and Napishtim, I think. I don't know. I
Damn,
know.
it's gonna be really weird when I just start with 9.
And I will get into. Let me actually look at this East series chronology. Okay. East Origin, East 1 and 2, East Memories of Celceta, East Oath and Felghana, East Kefin, which is East 5, which we don't have. America never got that. East 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. E7 Ark of Nepishtim, no, E6 Ark of Nepishtim, then E7, and then E9.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah. They all are only connected in random references, but each game is its own story. Because Adel is literally just an adventure. He goes to one area and fucking shit happens. And then he's just there for it. That being said, I bought East 9. So I'm currently playing that. I'm in Chapter 5.
Oh.
This is like one of the games that's really pushing me to want to get a PS5 because it would run so much better on a PS5. Like, there is some frame drops in it because most of the place that you're in is actually one big area. There's not that many loading screens into like other areas. So it's like actually pretty big. So after E7, because Adel ends up in this place called Otago in E7, and some shit happens there. He ends up in this place called Balduke, and he's immediately arrested because after 8 games of him being in the right place at the right time for shit, the world is getting really, really suspicious of Adel.
Finally punished, basically.
One of the first lines is like, because like you're walking up to this guard and they're like, and the guard like immediately recognizes you because literally Adel's called Adel the Red. And he's one of the only characters that actually has like a burning flame red hair. And so they just like look at him and like, "Are you Adel Crystal?" And he's like, "How do you know my name?" He's like, "Because the Roman Empire has been looking at you for the past like 8 years."
Oh.
And you've been in the wrong. You've been in way too many places at the right time for us to not be really suspicious of you. And so you're gonna be arrested. And Dogi's like, well, I'm not I'm not necessarily surprised. It took this long for them to finally arrest us for something. So yeah, he gets arrested, and then he prison breaks, and then some lady with feathers comes and shoots Adol, and he turns into a monster.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually that's pretty much what I understood from the demo.
Yeah. He does a prison break. He gets out of the prison, runs into Phyllis, who is the lady that has a prosthetic arm and leg and has like this like overcoat wing thing. She takes your magical gun, shoots Adol, and it turns him into this thing called a monstrum, which there are 5 others in the city called monstrums, and they're supposed to work together to help defeat this curse.
Mm-hmm.
There is some plot twist which I will not say because you said that you might play East 9.
Oh no, it's a sure thing.
Okay, it's a short thing. There are some plot twists that I have run into, and I've said, what the fuck? The games are really fun. I have to get used to it because I'm used to time like East 8 timings when it comes to flash guarding and flash dodging.
Understandable.
But it seems pretty easy. I probably should up the difficulty at least 1 because I'm not running into too much problems. The unfortunate thing is that like it's not out for PC already. Like that's going to be like another year before it's out for PC. And so
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's not out. It's not on PC.
I mean, I know it's not out on PC yet, but isn't it supposed to drop like next week on Steam?
No. Steam says its release date is sometime in 2021. Nisa doesn't work this fast when it comes to PC ports, man.
All right. Well, I guess I'm not picking it up anytime soon.
Yeah, I think it runs okay on PS4, but I would prefer to have a PS5 to play it or it be on PC because I'm going from East 8, which ran at 60 plus frames, and I didn't have really any frame drops, and everything was like all nice and smooth, to somewhere between 30 and 40 frames.
On the topic of East 9, specifically on next gen, because there was an article put out by, who was it by? Frontline, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read it because it's absolutely laced with spoilers.
Okay.
But something that was covered was the concept of that they do want to do a PS5 port, and they do want to make Aprilis. Is that her name?
Yeah.
They want to make her playable. This is all them saying what they'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
None of this is a sure thing yet. But I thought that was an interesting thing to bring up. I thought she was playable. So.
Oh no, she's the leader. She's the reason why everybody's a monstrum. She turns everybody into a monstrum. Because there's a curse that's going over Balduke, and there's like some mystery with the prison there. And so Adol's just trying to break the curse and all that crap, so he can leave the city at some point in time. Because he can't leave the city now. There's like barriers around the city.
Oh, I thought you were going to name like moral reasons, like he'd feel bad or something.
No, he physically can't. Like there's these called I think it's called a Grimoire Nox, which are like the raid functions in East 8 that happen in East 9. There's one in the storyline that actually opens up a section outside of the city that you can go to. And I think there's like at least 2 more that allow you to do that. But it's not too terribly far outside of the city. There's a lot of dungeons in it. There's that famous dungeon called the Cloaca Maximum, which I thought was weird because it's literally called Cloaca Maximum, which is the maximum bird butthole.
Okay, let's not think about it like that.
It's literally the sewage. It's like the sewers.
It is the large sewer.
Yeah. But it's really fun. They finally are doing something in the game which I think they should have done in East 8. There are these items that you can equip to your character that change your character's damage type. Because traditionally in these more modern East games, your characters have damage type. Adol is usually striking or slashing. There's usually a character that's piercing, and there's a character that's smash. But there are these items that you can equip to your character that changes your character that can change it to either piercing or smashing or
Can't wait to do smashing damage with my rapier as
yeah. And that's mainly just because a lot of people want to play as certain characters and not have to deal with like, oh man, this character's only smashing type, or this character's like only like slashing type, because most people like to play as Adol a lot, which makes sense because Adol's broken as fuck in every. I do want to play. I'm on the chapter where I get Raging Bull, so, so I currently have Doll, White Cat, and Adol in my party, but I have Adol swapped to piercing damage because the other piercer the first piercer that you get is Hawk, and I really don't like Hawk as much. He's kind of annoying. So I have Doll as my slashing type, Adol as my piercing type, and White Cat as my smashing type. It's pretty fun. Looks very pretty, like animations wise. The character models are a little meh, but
they're very colorful though.
Yeah, it's actually probably the most colorful East game I've seen.
Ooh, 8 was very bright, friend.
Bright and colorful are 2 different things.
I'll give you this. It's I mostly bring that up because whilst the characters themselves may not have been as interesting and colorful as the Sentai team that is the Monstrums.
Yeah.
That island was absolutely lush and very, very colorful.
So what makes East 9 really nice is that it's taken place in a more gothic type of setting.
Yes, I am weak to this, so it won me over pretty quickly.
And then you have the characters, which are very vibrant. The characters you play are very vibrant in the colors that they're in, like, because Adel is fucking like crimson red over across this like gothic background, and it looks really good. And you have White Cat, which is primarily wearing like a bunch of bright white colors. Raging Bull's wearing a lot of pink. Hawk
Eagle's
is a lot of blue.
Hawk, rather.
Yeah. Hawk is like really blue and all that. So it's really good. I really like it. And the animations of the abilities are really vibrant too. So but that's all I played this week.
Oh right, we're still on this topic.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I mean, I could talk about. Well, no, I can't talk. I can't talk about too much of East 9 because again, it is spoilers.
And I say I'm not going to pick it up, but I'm probably weak. I probably will at some point.
This story is actually probably one of the more interesting ones out of the E series. So, as tropey as East usually gets when it comes to Adol just stumbling upon like an adventure or whatever, this one seems like it's actually more focused around him than a lot of the other games. East 8 felt like it was focused. East 8 was more focused around him and Donna. But all the ones before that never really felt like it was like Adol was like the reason this is happening. So, yeah.
Well, you enjoy that. Sounds like a good time.
I am, and whenever I get a PS5, I'll enjoy it even more.
Yeah.
I'm just really sad, man. I really want a PS5.
Well, just take all that Mercer money you were gonna give him and buy a PS5 instead.
No, so my problem isn't buying the PS5, it's buying the PS5. Like, the actually act of buying the PS5. They don't exist.
Oh, right, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping him if they were there.
There's nothing stopping me monetarily.
No, they were even fighting over it in Akihabara as well when it was released. They were climbing over each other. Yeah. People just clambering over each other for it.
That being said, I could get a PS5 right now, actually, if I really, really felt like doing it this way.
I don't like how you've set up this potential.
On the Home Shopping Network, there is a...
I'm sorry?
Home Shopping Network. Yeah. There is a PlayStation 5 like super bundle. All right, comes with PS5 controller, wired headset, the dock charging station for the controller, an actual like holder for the controllers, which I thought was really weird. A silicone covering for the controllers, extra wires, and Madden 21 or whatever. But guess how much that is?
$900.
I'd have it right now if it was $900.
Oh well.
Oh my gosh!
I tried.
Okay, wait, $99.99.
No.
Thank you for the accent, by the way.
It is $1,299.99, and then plus tax makes it like $1,430 something. So. There is like a financing option you can do with it, and you only have to pay like if you pay it off within like the first year, there's no interest, so it's like $116 or whatever a month or something like that. But no, I don't feel particularly right spending $1,300 on a PlayStation.
Yeah, no.
So to be fair, I could have it right now, but no.
Fair enough.
I told my brother if he wants to, if he comes across a PlayStation 5 that he can just immediately buy right then and there to do that, and I will pay him back.
PS5 apocalypse, there's a chip apocalypse.
I have a lot of people saying, "Oh man, I hope this is fixed in the summer," and I'm like, "No, it's not going to be fixed in the summer."
Correct.
I feel like people forgot about the whole scarcity of the Wii situation. How the Wii was sold out for like 2 years, and that didn't happen during a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
2 years? Holy heck.
Yeah. It was literally hard to find a Wii for 2 years. Because like as soon as like GameStop and whatever place they were selling got them in, they sold out. Because the Wii was just that good. And that was not during a pandemic. So I feel like this during a pandemic is it's not going to be fixed until probably well into next year. So yeah. Anybody have anything else that they may have forgotten?
Don't think so.
All right.
No.
Well, we can get into the news.
Let's.
Yes.
The
I don't know what I'm
news-
doing.
The news this week is pretty short, pretty simple. First, we're gonna talk about some hackers over this past week decided to steal some source code from CD Projekt Red, which included Gwent, Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077, and I think a few various other things.
It was like a few weeks ago I started doing this, and
Yeah.
also documents from the business too,
Yeah.
like HR documents and you know, that kind of thing. So employee information also. That's terrible.
And they were demanding like what, $1 million?
Okay, so they were going to start auctioning off information after the Gwent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think is it February 11th. They started leaking. Oh, they started the other groups were starting to download the archived leaks and stuff like that. And then Verge reported that there was an auction, which was soon shut down after it went live, actually, because they had found a buyer from outside the auction website, and there's no information who that buyer is, though. And what else? Is it Engadget.com reported the starting price for the auction was about $1 million. And there was also an added option to, like, you can have all the data outright for $7 million, but the people who had ended up buying it did that outside this auction. So I don't know. It's like how much they spent. What was the agreement between these ransomware hacker groups and this buyer? So that's a mystery so far. I had a look just before we started recording.
Yeah, no, I saw a lot of things popping up the past couple of days. Like I know it was like a couple of days ago that the information was actually, at least the information for what is it, The Witcher 3 was actually sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's weird, right? Obviously, this is a bad thing, but I'm kind of unaware what's going to actually come of that. Source code could mean, like a lot of ideas were taken, but I don't know offhand what unique ideas were in those games. Like, they're polished. Well, Witcher 3 is polished. Well, Witcher 3, after a lot of patches, was polished. But I can't think of anything groundbreaking that would be in the code. I mean, I know it's not the point, right? Because this puts CDPR in a bad spot in general, and after the last handful of months, it only adds to the stress levels in that company. I think the biggest thing that's going to come of this is that investors are going to start panicking.
Yeah. I'm unsure what you can really do with the source code in general outside of, like, I guess copying maybe some techniques that were used in it.
Yeah.
But it's so weird how source code for a video game can just go for so much, especially in like a game either like The Witcher or Cyberpunk, where it's not like most of the ideals of those games are also drawn off of like other video games too. So it's not like it's doing anything revolutionary.
Yeah, as far as The Witch is concerned, I think its strength came from its storytelling. Like the gameplay was fine, absolutely fine. It was. I mean, when I picked it up, which was long after it came out, it was very polished. It felt, but
Yeah.
the mechanics of the game itself really weren't anything that I couldn't find in various other games. The story was really the thing that separated it.
Yeah.
So like this wouldn't be like what's a game that's come out that's been like real groundbreaking as of late. Oh, you know what? To make it topical, maybe not groundbreaking. This isn't like someone being able to steal the Nemesis
Oh yeah.
idea and then retool it enough to avoid getting hit for the patent.
Yeah.
Like this,
True.
this feels more akin to. I know they've recently reverse engineered the Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City codes. So those games are now like they'll be immortal on the internet forever, even if like the worst should transpire and Rockstar just disappear one day.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Well,
close to
the hacker
that.
note was, yeah, the hacker note said, what was it this letter? Uh, the full copies of the source codes from P4 server for Cyberpunk 2077, Witcher 3 Gwent, and an unreleased version of Witcher 3. We have also dumped all of your documents relating to accounting, administration, legal, HR, investor relations, and more. We've
Oh,
also encrypted all
yeah.
servers. We understand that you can most likely recover from backers, blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
Yeah, like there's definitely information there worth a lot of money. I just didn't think that this was where they would start because this doesn't strike me
I mean, you mentioned
as
that the
it.
most likely thing would be the investors will lose trust, and that's what they even said in their letter. Investors will lose trust in your company, and the stock will dive even further!
Yeah,
Exclamation!
yeah.
Yeah. That sucks, man. I don't understand why hacker groups want to do this stuff. It's like with like I mean outside of like a crap ton of money if they get that if they get it and all that. Um,
Yeah,
I don't really ever understand like the motives behind it. I mean money's
man,
really all the motive you need, but
I mean, what annoyed me the most was that the harm it will do to employees and ex-employees. Because
yeah.
even on Twitter, CD Projekt Red's in a tweet said, "To our ex-employees, as of this moment, we don't possess evidence that any of your personal data was accessed. However, we still recommend caution, i.e., enabling fraud alerts. If you have questions, please write us, etc."
Yeah. It's tragic. But yeah. So Riot CEO is starting to be. It was accused of sexual harassment and was it wrongful termination this past month in January.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
seems like
Yeah.
I'm not surprised because
Yeah, that's the correct response. It
Happening since
sounds awful.
2014. It's
Yeah,
been happening since 2014. Like,
yeah. This is it, right? Like this is routine for them.
yeah. Let's see.
after like the $10 million settlement they had to do before would like at least put him off doing this shit again, you know?
Yeah. Let's see. Shannon O'Donnell filed a lawsuit for the wrongful termination and said that he terminated her because she wouldn't she didn't reciprocate his sexual advances and that he would continue to keep doing it. And
Yeah, no, this isn't a surprise. We knew this. We knew that the situation in the Riot workspace was bad. Like it was awful. They were in hot water more or less for the same thing like 2 years ago. I think they might have had a year where there was no massive
Yeah, the settlement
stories.
was 2019. Like I said, and this is like I said, spanning from 2014 when people started it up. So
Yeah, like Riot is a known problematic place to work, and there was not a shakeup in a way that mattered to fix this. Money, believe it or not, is just not a thing that matters to them. They have the backing of far too many deep pockets for that to matter.
Yeah, no, they don't care.
Like it's my hope that, you know, this time around maybe something changes and a person is removed and preferably a third party goes in and monitors or investigates things, but I don't know.
Yeah. They never care. It doesn't matter how many people come out and say like Nicholas Laurent did this many things. They don't care. They have too much money to care about it. And they'll never change. Overwatch 2 released or Blizzard released an Overwatch 2 sneak peek this past week.
mm-hmm.
It looks really good, or at least the cinematic looked really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
CG cinematic. There was no like in-game stuff, was
No.
there?
No,
It's their strength. People have been asking for an animated series since before the first game was released.
or a single player mode.
Yeah,
Some semblance of of an actual story. Because
I would like a single player too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think single player would be great, but I genuinely just think that they should make like a short-term animated series.
Oh yes, I also agree.
The moment Tracer said the cavalry's here, I almost shut the thing off because I was like, why?
The cavalry's here.
I'm like, oh god.
It's her thing, and if it's not her thing, they will force it until it sticks.
But yeah, it looks really good. I would like a series or a single player mode that, because like there's obviously showings of like an actual coherent storyline that they have in this universe. But they need to actually do something with it instead of like, putting out these shorts.
Yeah, I'm always amused by because what they seem to show in the trailer is that like Overwatch has not yet quite actually honestly got back together, even though you play in the multiplayer game fighting together as Overwatch team. But then you got Winston going, "Oh, I really wish our team would get back together. Where are they? Oh, Overwatch team, please hear my plea, please."
Hey, and this one, they answered, and he's like, "Yeah, Overwatch is together, man, back together, woohoo!"
Yeah.
Come on, Blizzard, just fucking do something with it, please.
Yeah.
Not till 2022.
I assume they're going to release they're going to release a bad guy trailer as well, aren't they? They should do.
Very likely.
I want to see it.
I've not seen the trailer you all are talking about. I've only seen the one from like a year ago, so you'll have to show me after we're finished.
Okay.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Always is.
Yeah. So there were some rumblings.
It's got Girl May in it as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's got good Girl May in it. She's the new girl. She's being touted as the new girl.
Oh gosh, is that what the story is? That okay?
Yeah. She's the new girl in here. So there's rumors of a Final Fantasy VII remake PlayStation 5 version in the works, and it is being touted as something better than just an upgrade. It's not just like higher frames and like better resolution. Apparently something's actually going into the code and maybe changing a few things graphically. Probably not having a JPEG ceiling in
above Sector 7
in the reactor, right? Yes.
Yeah, in Sector 7 or maybe hopefully textures pop in better.
Well, when you look down from the reactor to Midgard below, it is just a flat JPEG.
When you look from the bottom up, it's just a flat JPEG.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm of two minds on this. On one hand, I like the idea of the shift to current gen being more than just like a glossy overhaul, more than just we've stretched it out to 4K. Square Enix games are super pretty as is, but if they want to touch it up, that's going to be great. It's wonderful. The downside to this is I've also heard that it's going to be a bit more meaningful and there might be more content, and I don't have a PS5, and I'm not going to be able to play that content. Please put it on PC.
Speaking of this other content, Square Enix trademarks Ever Crisis in the U.S.
Yeah, they did.
Still pushing forward to my expectation that Ever Crisis is a DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1.
I don't know what to believe anymore, though, after all the Endwalker business.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me. Do you do DLC for your game that's already broken down into multiple parts instead of just,
It's Nomura
finishing the game?
and Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, don't do that. No, please, because it's not good there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the expectations.
Oh, just give it to Kitase. Just let Nomura do something else.
It's Nomura.
He has to remake Versus 13 in Kingdom Hearts anyway, so...
No, I mean, Kitase is probably doing Part 2. He's probably working on Part 2 while Nomura works on maybe DLC and something for Kingdom Hearts, because obviously something about Kingdom Hearts might be coming up at some point in time, maybe.
Fair enough.
But yeah, Ever Crisis, trademarked in America. I'm going to go ahead and say within the next couple of months we're going to get an announcement saying it's DLC for 7 Remake and it's coming with the PS5 version of the game. And which I'm going to go ahead and say that it's not just going to be PS5 specific, because they got to have it as a DLC for the PS4 version. So I
think that's a bold claim. I don't think they have to at all.
No, I think that's what they're going to do.
I think they should.
I mean, I think that's what they're going to do. The amount of backlash they're going to get from not giving it to PlayStation 4 is going to be immense. So
I don't know. I
no
like this
way.
company.
No
I'm
way.
trying not to let that color my judgment, because I could absolutely see them being asked to push the PS5 like this.
The reason why I don't know, because they don't need to push. The PS5's selling as well as it can be. It's selling out in within 5 seconds of it coming of the thing coming out. It doesn't need help.
Fundamentally, that's never going to be enough for someone.
There can't be more than enough than there already is. It's already selling out.
Yes, I am aware. You are aware. We are reasonable people who are not invested in this.
But I mean, what I'm saying, like Square can't be like, okay, we're only going to put it on the PS5 because we need to sell more PS5s, because there's no PS5s to be sold. Like, Yoshi P Square Enix only has one PS5 in their office, and it has to be locked up.
Huh. I actually did not know that tidbit.
This was they said it at the live letter for 14. At least in Creative Business Unit 3, there is one PS5, and it has to be locked up.
Oh gosh, precious PS5.
So, yeah, I 100% think that they've got to, because I don't think Part 2 is going to be PS4. I think it's just going to be PS5. All right.
I definitely also agree with that.
So I think that they've got to put this DLC out for PS4 as well, just because the game is out on PS4, and they don't want to lock people that don't have a PS5 out, because, frankly, they can't get a PS5 even if they have the money. They don't want to lock people out of that specific content for that. So it'll be like a $20 or $30 fucking DLC for people that have PS4, or it's going to come with the PS5 version. So that's what I think. And the last bit of Square Enix, the Cage series is announced to come to PC, which took probably about as long as it shouldn't have taken this long actually to come out on PC.
No, it shouldn't have.
Oh boy, I bet you're so happy about that. Hey, Aqua, ha ha ha.
Like, never do that ever again. Never do that ever again. That may have been the worst Mickey impression I have ever heard.
That was amazing. What are you talking about? Oh my goodness, I wasn't ready for it.
It's an Epic Games exclusive, which I'm honestly surprised that it's an
Oh,
Epic
yeah.
Games exclusive. I'm not mad that it's an Epic Games exclusive because I have an Epic Games account and all that crap, and I have games on it. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised, but I'm not mad.
I am interested that it's on Epic though. I mean, not that it's on Epic, but they've chose Epic.
Because dollar bill, y'all.
Okay, fair
I mean,
enough.
are they really this susceptible to money? This feels like it feels like that.
Corporations, man, they're all
I mean,
susceptible to money.
yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like you, like everyone else, I'm super pleased to have it on on PC. Uh, I'm less pleased with the exclusivity, but mostly just because, unlike you and I, and Lee, who will use the Epic Launcher, a lot of people just refuse to, and so for some people, this is akin to it just not showing up at all.
Yeah, and I mean, I know a few people that are like that, and I guess fair. But then I'm like, not fair. It's, I mean, yeah, boohoo. Epic Games Launcher is gonna have it. So, like that. I mean, I don't know. It actually kind of makes me mad when people like don't support games just because they're on a certain launcher. All right, and I'm like, it's just like buying a console. Only you don't have to actually buy something. It's literally free to download. I understand you don't want multiple launchers on your computer, but that's just how like the gaming industry is kind of going. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not gonna probably get it because I'm 95% done with playing Kingdom Hearts. Period. Um, I
No,
might.
absolutely. I'm going to buy the 1 and 2 bundles.
I might. I'm not buying the 3 because 3's not worth $60 anymore. Actually, I don't even think 3 was worth $60 in the first place. Um, I didn't even touch Melody of Memories on whatever on the systems that it's out now. I might get 1 and 2 just to play 2 on PC, and that's probably the extent that I'll go. That being said, I'm curious to see what kind of mods go into this
Mm-hmm.
because now they actually have a game that is supposed to be on PC.
Play as Kyrie. Play as Kyrie.
I mean, there'll be bundle swaps like that for certain. Because it already exists in a really scuffed way, I'm interested to see the RNG stuff that comes out
Oh
of
yeah,
this.
God, man,
Ah.
the randomizer runs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think those are going to be
That'd be
really interesting. Like, I still really like doing Ocarina of Time randomizer, and I was interested in Kingdom Hearts, but I don't have the stuff for it, so now I might.
The I'm really curious to see the end, like almost because there's already mods for Kingdom Hearts, kind of, because you can just download an emulator to play
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts, and there's already mods built for that. But since this is actually going to be official, and something that's actually coded for the PC, it's going to be nice to see what other types of like mods can be made with this. And yeah. But I'm only going to play Kingdom Hearts 2 because that's like honestly the only one that's really worth playing, in my opinion.
We're gonna fight.
if they mod if they mod guard into those forms on Kingdom Hearts 1, then I might play it. But no.
Okay.
If
see.
I can guard an Atlantica against Chernobog, against Final Anthem, against the Phantom, if I can guard against those, then I might play it. But no, you already know my problems with Kingdom Hearts 1.
More Kingdom Hearts 1 for me.
Yeah. This next bit of news, though, I am super happy about, and it's not about It's not about video games, really. But Bella Ramsey, who played Leon Mormont in Game of Thrones, and Pedro Pascal, who played the Mandalorian, and he played Oberon in Game of Thrones, right?
He
Yeah,
did.
they're both on Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, yes.
They have been cast as Joel and Ellie in the Last of Us series.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah,
It's gonna be amazing.
both good actors.
Admittedly, I've not seen
Yes.
her in anything
Yes,
outside of Game of Thrones, so I have no idea
yeah.
what slant they'll be going with for her.
Well, she's been a few. She's like been in like The Worst Witch, which is an old UK series based on an older book, not Harry Potter. It's before then, actually. What else has she been? She's been in His Dark Materials. Is that out yet? I can't remember.
I don't know.
She's
Never heard
also
of
done
it.
a bit. She's also done a bit of voice acting for a Netflix animation series called Uber.
Ah.
But she's been acting since 2016 or something like that. So
Sweet.
So, super unfair question that it sounds like we don't have an answer to, and really shouldn't be the benchmark to whether or not she gets the role. But can she sound like an American?
we'll find out, I suppose. I mean, there are
Yeah.
voice coach actors,
Oh yeah. No. There's lots of ways to learn. But not everyone can make that.
I'm sure she wouldn't have been
Sure.
cast if she couldn't speak it. Like she couldn't.
Yeah.
she couldn't
I'm less
say that.
certain of that fact because sometimes a based on casting goes a long way.
Well, it
Also,
depends. It depends.
Agent size is a big factor, and she does actually seem like someone who would be incredibly useful in niche roles, kind of like Elliot Page now was during their start in Hollywood. They were just super good for these young, not quite adult roles, despite being adults themselves.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't realize Tom Holland was from the UK, so
It's true.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm worried about that is because, boy, oh boy, I thought Benedict Cumberbatch's American accent was fucking awful. Well, not awful, I shouldn't say that, but it was very forced.
Speaking of,
the guy did was the Doctor in House.
Yes,
Hugh
Hugh
Laurie.
Laurie.
Yeah.
He's a British comedian actor.
Yeah.
Originally.
I knew that before he was House, so I guess I'm a bit tempered by that, but that seems to have caught a lot of people out.
Dude, he hated that role, by the way.
House?
Yeah, Hugh Laurie hates
wow.
playing House. He hates
Really?
playing. Yeah, he doesn't like being that much of a dick.
Oh, well, that I believe. Because he is actually a big softy jazz player.
Yeah,
Blues player, not jazz.
He hates playing that role.
Oh, I'm
so
disappointed
good
to hear
at
that.
it. He's so good at it, but he hates that role.
It did kind of get away near the end, and it just was
Yeah.
embracing the worst aspects of Sherlock. So,
speaking of Tom Holland, I watched that Shadowbringers trailer again. Where
yes, very good.
We're in darkness.
yeah, and all I could think of was like, "You're from West London. That's the really good part of London." So good. But yeah, I'm actually really interested in this Last of Us series now because Pedro Pascal is really good. After just finishing watching Mandalorian.
Yeah. The protective role, the protective father figure role again.
I know, right?
God,
He's so good.
There's already been some pictures of them photoing up into the roles. I'll tell you what, they look the part. It's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
good.
it's definitely going to be the first game, which I'm very pleased about.
Yes.
Simply because of age. So that's good.
And they need to stop at that.
I certainly agree with you.
Yeah. And our last bit of news is the Silent Hill creator. I don't know why I put director, but creator teases a new horror project, and he had showed up some concept and screen arts and stuff like that.
Drew up some spooks.
It's creepy, and just what I like my Silent Hill to be.
But it looks different to like any Silent Hill monstrosity.
No, it looks more like RE.
Yeah.
They're just trading.
Yeah, they're just trading.
The swap is
they saw Village and was like, oh, we see.
Yeah.
Well, what if we just did
You
your
could
thing?
play that
Yeah.
game.
This is very telling, though. After we mentioned last week, I believe it was last week, the composer Akira Yamaoka might have let more slip than the higher ups liked.
Yeah.
Now we get concept imagery from Keiichiro.
Hmm.
What's his last name? Toyama.
Yeah, Toyama.
For like this
Hmm.
untitled horror game that is totally not in any way Silent Hill.
Sound
To be
all
fair,
right,
the only
guys.
other game I know he works on is Gravity Rush, and
Yeah.
I don't think this is for that. So
Gravity Rush gone horror.
I wouldn't be against that. Gotta be wild,
So
just
weird.
running away, manipulating gravity to not get caught. Let's
That's
go.
the
Yeah.
thing though, because like one of the concept images is the second one in the reel, I think on the website. It was just this, you see from the back this guy with a samurai sword attached to his back, and it doesn't feel like Silent Hill at all.
No, it doesn't. It looks like kind of Devil May Cry-ish, to be fair.
So yes, it does kind of look like Ninja Theory's Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ninja-
yeah, that
It
one.
looks like their Devil May Cry. I was having a think on this because I that was my gut reaction too, and I kept telling myself, no, that can't be right. So my only thought on this is that it's just you're running away on rooftops.
With
Hmm.
the, with the
They must
samurai
just.
sword.
I mean, you get weapons in Silent Hill. Usually they're guns and more improvisational stuff, but
Hmm.
again, this is concept. Who knows? Maybe
Mhm.
it's just a stand-in to see like a human against this backdrop.
It's a possibility.
It could be that if like this game focuses on like just being vertical the whole time, we're never going to be on the ground. We're fine. Like the puzzle could just be finding your way around these mega structures from the rooftops.
Yeah. It's very
Yeah,
interesting.
'cause- Yeah, I mean, some of the monsters, like one of them is in a trash can, like an office
Yeah.
bin like thing. It's like crawling out like a hermit crab. Gosh, I don't know.
Ugh. Yeah, it's.
I think that was my favorite monster design actually.
Yeah.
Like the others were more Resident Evil, I felt, but that one was like distinctly.
Color though, because if you go onto like, is it one of the last ones? It's like this tentacle thing, and this is like orange and yellows and blues and
Yeah.
turquoise. So are they getting away from the grimy, dank feel? Splashes
It's
of
hard
color.
to tell. I often find the concept ends up being more interesting than what ends up being delivered.
Yeah.
That's true.
So we'll see if all of these aspects are translated to the game, or if just the idea of them are.
Hmm. What are they doing? Because this doesn't look like Silent Hill.
Well, I mean, it's it's I guess not. I wouldn't say prudent, but like you got to remember, this is actually not Konami. Um, it's not part of Konami. It's part of Bokeh Game Studios.
Yeah, I mean, it does say concept art images from the Silent Hill's creators' next horror game. It doesn't
Yeah.
say it is Silent Hill though.
Yeah.
Yep, it is currently untitled.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's totally Silent Hill.
no, it's gonna be totally not Silent Hill. That's what it's gonna be called. Like the totally not skins in League of Legends, or definitely not NASA's. Anyway, that's all the news we have this week. It's actually a pretty slow week. We're all
No, check Twitter now, just in case.
yeah, we're all
Breaking news, quick. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, continue.
we're all like still keeling over from the Endwalker news. So
Yeah, honestly.
I when I was scrolling through it earlier, I didn't see anything. So yeah, just a bunch of memers, man.
Well, one more thing before we go,
Uh-huh.
because I'm a softie for it. ESA has begun. If you don't know what it is, you've probably heard me talk about GDQ in the past. This is the European cousin of it. It's not the same organization.
Oh,
The
yeah,
same
GDQ,
great. Yes, it's for the same great causes. This past week it began. It began on the 12th. And it's the same concept, speedrunning for a good cause. In this case, it's for the Alzheimer Fonden in Alzheimer Foundation, located in Sweden. It also will benefit Save the Children and go towards Movember.com, which is men's health for testicular and prostate cancer. They have such supporters as Kaspersky, Koei Tecmo, Twitch, and ViewSonic.
All right.
So yeah, look forward to that for the next week. It ends on Sunday, so if you feel like donating to a good cause, check it out. If you don't feel like donating, just watch a bunch of really good speedruns.
Yeah. Anything interesting in those speedruns? Like
I'm sure there are a bunch. I literally, before we started, was watching a Ground Zeroes run go absolutely awry. Poor streamer.
Oh, feels bad, man.
It did. So I will give you a roadmap for that after we're finished.
Okay.
And yeah, ESA Winter is the 12th to the 21st of February. ESA Summer will be in July, so I'll tell you more about it then.
All right, sweet. So I'm assuming you're going to be playing more Vesperia this week?
Yeah, I want to finish that up at some point.
All right.
Probably won't be this week since, we joked about it at the beginning, but I'm still only 2/3 of the way through the game, so...
All right. More 14 League?
Yes, actually, I did find something. Based on 14, there was a Korean animated intro or animated video based on 14 that was just released this week. Apparently, I'll link it shortly.
Right.
I'm gonna watch that right now. It looks pretty. But yes, I'm gonna play 14 as well in my spare time. I'm gonna think about Valheim.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into Valheim. I might get it. I might not.
You must run around and make boats.
Yeah. I'm gonna continue playing East 9. Maybe if I have enough time, I'll finish it, but I don't know. I'm like level 30 something in the game right now, but I don't feel like I'm that far into the game. So I ended East 8 at level 80. So I don't know if I'm halfway through the game or not, but I'm in chapter 5. So I'll figure that out then. I'll play a little bit of more Neo 2, and then I'll play more 14, trying to level up my jobs. And yeah, I think that's all I have for this week. So, we'll see you guys next week.
We'll take care now.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you like this content and want to see more, please like, favorite, and subscribe. Links to our Twitters are in the description.